Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Hour. My name is Stefanis Kokis. I'm here with Michael Mijas and Cody Tuttle. Tonight, we have Autumn Gordon on from... Where's she train out of? We saw her at the gym.
She trains out at Dustin Ware's gym, but she trains at a few different gyms down there. She trains at actually a lot of gyms.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll ask her all about that, all the different gyms she trains at.
We saw her at the AGC, and we saw her last week at the fundraiser, so I was confused about where exactly she was from. But she's a teenage competitor. She competes with both guys and the girls. And at the AGC, she competed not only the youth division, but the women adult blue belt division, right? Blue belts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. No-gi and gi. We'll get her in here in real quick. What is it? Mike's a little ticked off today. What'd you do today, Mike?
I got spanked on the mats today, and we'll just leave it at that. I'm not too happy. My performance today was I got a very bad beating today. So it's all right. I need to get put in my place every once in a while, so it's good. So.
I might want to turn it down. Is that someone's phone?
Yeah, I'll fix that. Hold on.
All right.
Oh, was that your ringer?
It wasn't me. It was the background. It was the peanut gallery.
Was that her ringer?
I don't know what that was. What was that? Instagram.
It sounded like Zumba.
I didn't know Instagram made noise.
It does.
Yeah, that was scary.
All right, let's get Autumn on here. I think
right.
she's since she's a teenager, she probably has
things to do.
Bedtime.
Curfew, yes.
Curfew, yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Let's get her on here.
Not that having a bedtime is a bad thing.
No, it's not. I have one because I'm an old man.
I wish I still had one.
I try to be in bed by 10 o'clock, but you guys keep me up a little bit later than that.
Sorry about that, Cody. Cody, I like the new advertisement for dentistry.
Oh, thanks. Hey, I got my first phone call today about that. It was kind of cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
Autumn, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Thank you.
So, I'm going to bring you on, talk to you a little bit about how you got started in Jiu-Jitsu, your competition.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Stefanis kind of flubbed your introduction because he couldn't figure out where you trained because you're all over the place and we couldn't keep track of you.
Yeah, I train at many different studios. I first started out in a little studio in Lancaster, and I trained with some people named Nikki and Will Figgins. And they started me out very, very well, and they showed me many things. I'm still grateful to this day for what they've shown me. But they ended up having to move to California. So for about 6 months, I didn't have an actual place to train. I would just go to tournaments, and I would be coached by other people, and they would FaceTime me and coach me. But eventually we found another place in Lancaster that taught no-gi. And so I got started in no-gi, and so the only time I did gi was in tournaments. And after a while, I started training with Dustin Ware at Ohio Combat Sports. And some people from another place near Columbus come down every Sunday and help me train too. And they always show me some great tips and how to make my game better.
How long have you been with Dustin?
I've been with Dustin for about 3 to 4 months, I'd say.
Kind of went out. Here, so you've been there 3 or 4 months?
Yes.
Cody died. Oh, Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Autumn, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. I want to ask you a couple. So Dustin is how many gyms do you exactly train at right now?
I train at 2, and then another gym comes down on Sundays and helps me train. So I guess 2 to 3 if you want to count that third one. Now,
do you plan on like establishing one gym, or you just plan on cross training? Is this the goal, or do you plan on finding like one gym and say this is going to be my home gym, and then you're going to just cross train, or?
I plan on cross training because I think a lot of techniques are shown for different places,
Hmm.
and it helps me out because not only do I get one technique from one studio, I get a technique from another studio, and it helps me mix up my game to where I'm not just focused on one type of style.
Okay. Now, what is the primary goal? Is it to be you want to continue with jiu-jitsu, or is MMA the eventual goal where you want to go?
Well, I first want to win worlds once at least, and then I want to go to the UFC, hopefully. That's my goal.
Are,
So, how old are you, Autumn?
I'm 15.
Are you going to compete in any of the juvenile world championships before you go after like the adult titles, or are you gonna wait until what is it 18 when you can enter the adult? Is that correct?
I think so. I do
Okay.
plan on going to one of the teenage worlds eventually. We talked about it maybe this upcoming year,
Hold your mic.
but we're not sure.
Hey, Autumn, hold on a second.
Having some problems?
Someone's mic is drowning everything out. Autumn used to.
Yes.
All right, go ahead. I don't know.
it's probably Cody's crazy mic.
How about now?
Yeah, it's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, no vacuum, no vacuuming during the show, Cody.
This is the air conditioning. Fine, I'll sweat through the whole show. Okay, so back to it. So you're thinking about doing the upcoming World Championships in 2015 in the Blue Belt Juvenile Division?
Yes, we talked about it. It's not for sure yet, but we have talked about it.
Okay, that's pretty cool because looking at some of the other past juvenile Blue Belt World Champions, they've continued that success. Like you got guys like Dante Leone who have won a bunch of those juvenile blue belt titles at major events, and he's a purple belt now. He's either 18 or 19, and he's absolutely killing it. So, even though it's not the adult division, you still get to go against the best in the world, and you still get to call yourself the best in the world at your age. So that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I would be very grateful to even compete in that competition.
Autumn, how many tournaments did you do last year?
Um, I've done a lot of tournaments. I can't even count them. Probably around 20, 30 some tournaments.
That's a lot. Do you think competing that much helps your progression in jiu-jitsu?
Oh, definitely. If I didn't compete that much, I wouldn't get the experience. Because if I go to tournaments, and even if I lose, I learn from my mistakes during the loss. So even from the loss, it's technically a win for me. Because if I don't have those losses, then I don't know what to work on when I get back to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So I always take everything that I've done in a tournament and take it back to the gym.
It's a good positive outlook. I think and it's a pretty mature outlook too. That I think it takes a while to be able to, accept losses and turn them into something positive. And it takes people usually a lot longer to figure that out than you have. You figured that out at a pretty young age, so that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Autumn, now your brother trains also, correct?
Yes, he does.
Is that one of your main training partners?
He's one of my main training partners, definitely. He helps me out so much. Without him, I would definitely not be the fighter I am today.
Now, I see your dad is very involved in your jiu-jitsu career. He takes you to a lot of the tournaments and stuff. Like, how did your dad get into this to get you into this? How did that all go about?
Well, I started going into martial arts, and he saw how passionate I was about this, and he's always really supportive on everything I do, and he wants to be a part of everything I do, and he wants to make sure that if I'm really passionate about something, that I can continue doing it. So he watches videos, he takes me to every practice or seminar or tournament he possibly can, because he wants me to get the best experience out of this, to be able to be the best I can be. And he just realized how passionate I was about this, and he's always really supportive on everything I do.
Wow, you got the ultimate dad. That is
Yes, I do.
That is like a dream jiu-jitsu dad right there. I mean, that is wow, that's you thought your dad was awesome, huh, Cody?
Yeah.
That's pretty I mean, Cody's dad likes jiu-jitsu and he gets involved too, but that's something else. And so you think you competed 30 times last year, huh?
Probably around that, yes.
Wow. Wow.
That's like 3 times as many as I did.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
competed
was
9 one time and I thought it was like groundbreaking, and then a 15-year-old does 30 and it's like embarrassing. That's amazing. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you. That is awesome. Now you recently did Grappler's Quest. How did that go?
It went well. I got to meet some wonderful people, and I got to go against the boys world champion, Liam. He's very skilled, and he's a very tough opponent. I ended up losing to him, and I ended up getting third after after competing and winning my medal to get third after my losses. So, but it was everything that I've learned from that has helped me out. So it was very nice meeting those people.
So Autumn, you just did the male. You didn't do any female, did you? You just did strictly male.
Yes, I did strictly male.
Interesting. That's one way to step over your game. Did you meet Kat? I think I saw a picture with you and Kat down there.
Yeah, I got to meet Kat. That was pretty cool.
How was that? What does she have to say? How was that?
She didn't really have too much time to talk to me because she had to get going because the UFC fights were that night too. But she did take a picture with me and said good luck.
What other BJJ stars did you meet down there? Was there any or fighters?
I got the great opportunity to meet Ronda Rousey's mom, and I actually got to get coached by her for 15 minutes. She showed me some hip tosses, and I love flying arm bars. So she showed me a flying armbar off a hip toss. Then she took Ronda Rousey's book that they made, and she marked every page that she wanted me to go over. And she was just very helpful and very supportive with me. And that was always really cool because Ronda Rousey's my hero, and to meet her mom, that was just amazing.
Any chance you go down there and train with her? Did you get any connection like that? Could you?
Well, I'm friends with her on Facebook, so there might be a possible chance, not saying that it's officially happening, but there's a possible.
That would be awesome. That would definitely put you on the map right there. That would be to train with the world's best. That would be that. So you like Ronda Rousey, huh?
Yes, I love Ronda Rousey.
Now, how much spar do you do? Any sparring right now, or you just practice striking right now? Do you do any actual sparring?
I do sparring. I do it normally on Sundays and Mondays.
Okay, so you do some. Now the sparring is it a MMA sparring? Is it just are you trying to like you do a little kickboxing, little boxing, little what do you do?
I do a little bit of all of it. I mainly do boxing, and then occasionally I'll do some kickboxing. And then on Sundays, the MMA fighters come down and we'll do some MMA, and that's always real fun to do.
That's nice. That's nice. Another thing I wanted to ask you, I remember at the tournament at AGC, before all your matches, you did like a little, I know it was like a Dan Severn. It's a little like you smacked your arms. You did. Tell me a little bit how did that come about? What is that something just to motivate you to get you pumped up, to get you in the moment? What's behind that?
Yeah, to get myself focused, I like to get into my little zone. My brother calls it my pouty face because I look like I'm really mad. And so, but that's the way I get focused. I have to just drain everything out. I don't hear anything. I just hear the one person that's coaching me. And just to get my arms awake, I tend to slap them because I tend to get so much adrenaline that I don't feel things. So just to get myself awake, I'll slap my arms and I'll stomp the ground just to get my adrenaline pumping through me.
Now, is that something that you always did, or did you kind of like figure that out along the way?
I figured out for Ronda Rousey, actually. I saw her doing that, and I always realized that I got a little tense before I fought, and I noticed that she did that. So one tournament, I tried that, and like, this actually works.
Cool.
So I actually found it for her.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Autumn, what's the next tournament you plan on doing?
That I actually have one Saturday at the AGC submission only.
Wow, you don't
Okay,
stop.
that's the one at Dustin's gym, right? In Columbus.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Cool.
And that's submission only, right?
Yes.
How many submission onlys have you done?
I've only done one before. This will be my second.
Do you like submission only? Do you like that idea of going until someone taps? Do you like that? Do you like that format?
Definitely. Normally when I lose, it's because of points, and I go against a lot bigger people because I'm just so small that it's hard to find people my weight. And so knowing that I don't have to worry about them getting on top of me as much because of the points, that I can actually take my time and I can find my comfort zone and to get them to where I want them, and I don't have to worry about that point limit. And so that always helps me out a lot.
Are you doing gi and no gi? Or is it?
Yes.
What do you prefer more, gi or no gi?
It depends on which part I'm doing. The stand-up portion, the takedowns, I kind of like the gi because I've been getting into judo and I like those hip tosses. But once I get to the ground, I definitely prefer no gi.
No gi.
Now you mentioned normally competing against bigger competitors. What are the biggest differences you find in doing the men's division versus the women's division? Aside from strength, are there any other major differences between the two that you see?
There's definitely some major differences. I always notice when I go against girls, they're more violent with what they do. Like they'll yank you around when they're standing up, and as soon as you get in their guard, they'll yank on your lapel and pull you down even further. The guys, they're always methodical with it. They're always taking their time, and it's like a chess game to them. But the girls, it's more aggressive because they want to get that submission, it seems like. But the boys, they'll trick you into something, and they're very sneaky with it. And so I always notice that when fighting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
That's real interesting. I never heard that perspective about.
I'm glad I asked. I wasn't going to ask the question because I thought it was a dumb one, but the answer was worth it. So
that's real. Autumn, let me ask you a question. Now, do you play any other sports? In school, do you play any other sports?
I did. This year I've decided not to, but for the last... I started basketball in 4th grade. I did basketball up until last year, and I really enjoyed it, but I love martial arts more, and I want to strive to be the best I can be in martial arts. And I always felt like basketball tended to get in the way of it, because I also had to commit myself to basketball along with martial arts, and I had to split the times. So I did do basketball, and I did do volleyball. I also did track, and I did do swim team for a little bit. And I did gymnastics before any of that.
Now, what do your friends think of you? Because there's not too many 15-year-olds that compete 30 times in 1 year and do this deep in the what are your friends? What do they say about it?
My friends, they always think that I'm this crazy chick who goes around fighting people, and they think it's awesome. They always question why I do it, though, sometimes, because they'll be going to bonfires, and I'll be like, oh, I got training to do. And they're like, why don't you just skip training one day? And like, well, I can't be the best in the world if I'm going to bonfires instead. So they always question why I do that.
That's true. It takes dedication, but it's got to be a little hard at that age. I remember, man, when I was 15, last thing I was thinking of was martial arts. I was probably thinking about bonfires. So it takes a lot of dedication, but you have a nice, support cast with your father, and your brother training. So that's good. It keeps you level-headed, and it keeps you in there. And so what about school? I don't think anyone's gonna mess with you in school.
No, they know not to mess with me in school.
Do they have any nicknames for your school? Does anybody bother you? Is there any in the hallway? Are there any mini Ronda Rousey nicknames?
I do have some nicknames. One of my best friends, Mara, always called me the Little Ninja, and it's still carried on to this day. Now, it used to be called Chuck because I love Chuck Norris. And then I get called Mini Rhonda sometimes. No one ever picks on me. I got picked on before I started martial arts, but no one ever picks on me now. Everyone's real nice to me, and it's I have really good friends. So
That's nice. Are you gonna do the AGC in Pittsburgh the September 6th?
yes, I am.
Awesome. We are calling that on the on this YouTube channel right here. That's awesome. Are you gonna do gi and no gi?
Yes, I am.
Nice. Are you doing another tournament? Actually after this tournament? What's your next tournament, or is that your next tournament?
I have the one
fifth
Saturday, and then I think the next one after that's Pittsburgh.
Well, at least you get a little break there. You get a through. I've done one tournament this year. I feel horrible now.
I'm coming up on a year of not competing, and I don't see myself competing before that year mark. So
I'm still blown away. That's got to be some kind of record. That's got to be that's a lot. 30 times in 1 year. And she's not even sure it could be more. That's
I know somebody told me Ryan Hall had like 180 matches in a year or something like that when he was a blue belt. That's got to be up there in terms of number of matches. You should next year, starting in 2015, you should keep track of the number of matches that you get and just see what the total is.
I'll definitely keep track next year.
Yeah, you got to start a blog or something. You got to go for the Ryan Hall record. I mean, that's you'll be in good company there if you're with Ryan Hall. That's some good company right there. That's
Put notches in like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Or one of your swords you win.
Yeah, one of those. Now you said you're going to do the Worlds in October this year?
The next
year.
No,
yeah.
Next year.
Well,
awesome.
I mean, at the AGC, you went against Vanessa.
Yes.
You won Worlds last year, too?
2 years
Last year.
ago, I think. Oh, last year?
Yeah.
So I made it onto our highlight reel twice. You have a pretty slick armbar.
Thank you.
Turnover armbar. But I wanted to ask you, I don't know if you saw the reel or not. You might remember this from your match, though. It was a match with Vanessa. When you guys started out, you kind of just jumped into each other.
Yes.
Was that you jumping first, or was that her jumping first? That was, I don't know. It was kind of funny, but...
Yeah. I saw her first match, and I saw just how quickly she jumped guard. I'm like, I'm not going to have time to try any takedowns. I'm just jumping as soon as I touch her hand. Because I don't want to end up in her guard, because I saw what happened when they ended up in her guard. And so we both had the same idea. We were going to jump right away, and I just got lucky and got the jump. So it was...
that was the only double guard pull that I saw that entire day. And
I liked it. I'm a guard pull fan, so
Yeah,
I liked it.
yeah.
I liked it.
I was surprised. I didn't expect it to play out like that. So when I saw you guys both jump for guard at the same time, I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh,
Autumn,
go ahead.
speaking of pulling guard, lately in a lot of tournaments, I don't know if you noticed, people are really going against this guard pulling. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that it depends on who you're fighting. If you're fighting a wrestler, I think it's okay to pull guard because they're going to try to take you down immediately, and they're really good at those takedowns. But I don't think that every time you should pull guard. I'm personally really bad about this because I do pull guard a lot, but I'm getting a lot better about it because I'm training more into judo, and I'm doing some wrestling along with it. And I don't believe you should pull guard every single time, but when necessary, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Is it ever not necessary?
There's
Because I always think it's necessary.
It's always necessary.
I always feel like that too.
I try to do it never works out for me. Well, so I guess it's your bedtime. So
Okay.
thank you for coming on.
Thanks for coming
Thank
on.
you for having
That was
me.
awesome.
We'll see you at the AGC.
And good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Definitely. Good luck, Autumn.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
That was cool.
That was awesome. 30 times?
That's a lot. That is a lot.
Now I feel horrible. I was already feeling horrible from the way I rolled today, and now she just threw that in there 30 times. I've competed once this year, once.
How many weeks are we at in the year so far?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I say 30 times if you did it like one, almost has to be almost half a year at least.
God bless her. God bless her dad.
It's a lot of driving.
That's a lot.
I'm trying to think how many, like the most that I've ever competed in a single year. I know I had like 29 matches in a year.
I competed in
last year.
9 tournaments.
Let's see. I'm trying to count in my head without counting out loud.
Like if we go like 4 months or 4 weeks in a month, that's about 7.5 months. So 7.5 months worth.
I did 9 in 2013, and my body hated me for just about the entire year.
I did 9 in 2008.
Yeah.
And then
I think I was injured just about the entire year of 2013. Like I started off and my shoulder was bothering me. Then my ankle was bothering me in like February, and then I did the ADCC trials, and some guy like broke my foot into pieces, and that hurt for a while. Then I did this weird thing to the muscle fascia where I shredded it, and like that's not even supposed to happen. I broke my muscle fascia, and then I did something else. Like that's what happens when I compete 9 times in a year. My body falls apart. I couldn't imagine tripling that.
I usually do about 5 a year. For some reason, this year I don't know if my old age has finally taken over, and all these injuries are taking it. But the only thing is,
You retired.
I do compete every year though. I've competed every year for the last 16 years. Some of it was MMA though. But I've competed in either grappling or MMA in the last at least once a year. So I still have that streak. So, but I'm still recovering from that naga this year. So, if you figure after that naga, I was in bed for like a month.
Well, you kind of had a stroke then.
Yeah, so it's that's what happens when you do a ton of divisions and you're 80 years old.
Speaking of tournaments, it looks like Hickson Gracie is creating a rival tournament circuit to the IBJJF. Anyone else catch that?
Well, I think you can't really miss it because he's on every single podcast. So
it's everywhere.
He needs to get on our podcast.
Yeah,
he needs to get on our podcast. So I'm gonna send him a text. Because me and Hickson were like this. I'm gonna send him a text and
I'm sure we'll get right back to that.
So I've been on the greatest podcast, the BJJ Hour. So he was just on Budo Jake, and I don't like that Budo Jake announces before his podcast that he's the only live video podcast. Because guess what? So are we, buddy. So all right, we just gonna have Show Your Roll giving us geese every 2 minutes. That's all.
I'm pretty sure there's a handful that do it live. Like there's a podcast in Canada called Just the Gi Top, and I think they do it live.
Yeah, they do.
I like their stuff. They have some good guests, and just off the top of my head, that's one. So yeah. I don't know. What'd you think of his mount escape? Did you watch the Budo Jake?
I like that, and that is how you're supposed to escape mount. It's supposed to be one motion, and if you watch like top level wrestlers when they bridge, that is actually how they bridge. They go up on their head and they go over their neck. So it's really nothing. It's really nothing. It's really nothing.
I do that all the time. Oh, that's the wrong way to do it.
Yeah. No, that is the right way. That is the right way.
People tell me get to your side. I don't go to my side. Bridge is.
Go over
the shoulder.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty cool.
I liked it. I liked everything I had said. I liked it. I just don't like the rules of his tournament.
You don't like the rules of his tournament?
I do not like the rules of his tournament at all. I think it's going to. It won't. I think it's going to do the exact. I think he thinks it's going to be exciting jiu-jitsu. I don't think it is going to be exciting. I think if I'm going to get penalized for pulling guard, that's.
Get penalized for lapel guard too.
Yeah.
They don't make a distinction of what lapel guard is, do they?
Yeah, that's that's I'm sorry, that's crap. I know that he's talking about it being self-defense. I know everyone's stuck on the self-defense thing, and I think the problem is that when people see high-level people like Keenan or Hoffa, they're like, well, these guys have no idea how to punch. Trust me, these guys are going against top-level people. They have to play their game like this, okay? If they went against the average Joe, trust me, Hoffa could get on top, Keenan could get on top, the Meow brothers could get on top and pound your face in. Trust me, it's sports jiu-jitsu. People are getting confused with it's a sport jiu-jitsu. That's jiu-jitsu is the only sport where people get really mad if he would get punched from there. Like that 50-50 would get.
We have
Scrap.
we have something for jiu-jitsu events. It's called MMA, and typically jiu-jitsu black belts get knocked out.
Exactly.
And
two different sports. It's two different sports. Sorry. Just go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm ranting.
It's okay. When you talk about those high-level guys, playing their specific game and it not being exciting, like that, I think it's because everyone's watching the finals of the World Championships.
Yeah.
And it's, it comes down to a very small margin of error that one guy beats the other. If you watch like the first round where there are huge mismatches against average black belts that sign up for Worlds and the superstars, you see crazy shit happen. Like last year, Braulio hit some like insane helicopter knee bar that he probably just made up on the spot against some other black belt, and it's because it was in the first round. When they go against normal, average, everyday black belts and not the the best of the best, it shows how much better they are than everybody else. So then you take somebody that has no idea what jiu-jitsu is and imagine what's going to happen.
Trust me, Paulo Miao in a street fight will get on top of you and pound your face in. Okay, trust me. He will pound your face. I have no doubt of that.
I have no doubt of that. But
yeah, trust me. The kid is a beast. That's why people are watching. The finals of the IBJJF going. This isn't jiu-jitsu. Look at that. He won on an advantage. Okay, I'm not a big fan of the advantage, but it's just how that's how sport jiu-jitsu is played. It's a chess match. That's how that sport is played.
They're supposed to win.
Yeah, if they turn, I'm telling you, if they turn into a wrestling match, I'll just go watch wrestling. This is the same thing that happened to judo. The same kind of stuff. It's just, and now the Copa Podio just banned lapel guard
and 50-50.
And Keenan, and then Keenan wrote this big rant. I mean, it's why? Because it's not realistic. So pulling a gi is realistic, but putting your foot in it's.
I feel like in the street fight,
it's
everywhere.
It's crap.
It's knocked out.
It just seems like sport jiu-jitsu is under attack by people that aren't really even competing anymore. It's by people that are attacking are people that even compete, which really pisses me off. It's just like all these people you see like posting about, it's like I don't see these people competing. Go compete and go. Don't let the guy put you. Don't let him pull you. Don't let him put his foot in your lapel. Don't let him 50-50 you. Don't let him barambola you. Stop all that stuff and do your game.
Well, I know a lot of people in the comments are like, "Oh, it's just these Brazilians getting sick and tired of being beat by an American." Blah blah blah. Because Keenan is Brazilian, and they're like the same reason why they're banning it is the same reason he got disqualified and like that. So there's always that tension too between American.
There's a little tension there, but I know a lot of Brazilians that do like barambola. Look at the Meow brothers; they love barambola. And the lapel guard. I mean,
it works.
Who's the one guy that was Cobrinha? Cobrinha was doing a lot of lapel guard. Cobrinha back in the day, he still does a lot of. You don't see it now, but he's done a lot of lapel guard. So it's not just lapel guard's been around. It's just Keenan has put a new spin on it. With the worm guard and stuff like that. It's just. I don't know. It's just if you're banning the gi, then to ban all the grips. They just don't call. It's I don't know.
I think Copa Podio is penalizing the lapel guard and the 50-50 for different reasons than the conventional like the reason the IBJJF is against it. And I think it's because they've got that whole live audience thing and they're trying to make it exciting. And they've done a pretty good job. Like, I can't really think of many unexciting matches in the Copa Podio events, and I think a lot of it has to do with the 6-minute match length. And the guys that they bring in tend to be a little bit more exciting usually. So, I mean, I really don't even. They might not even run into the problem. You know, if somebody goes to the position, like it might not even be a problem.
Here's the thing. Points jiu-jitsu will never be exciting. It'll only be exciting to me and you and diehard fans.
Yeah.
That's the thing people don't understand. You cannot make jiu-jitsu unless you do Metamorphs, which is exciting because it's 20 minutes, no points, go all out. That's more exciting. The Metamorphs next week is going to be exciting. Mm-hmm. That's going to be exciting. So unless Copa Podio does 20 minutes just like Metamorphs, it'll be exciting.
I don't know. I think
until that you cannot make the jiu-jitsu we like, or anyone likes that modern jiu-jitsu that we like, or it's just as soon as you add time, someone's going to fight for the points. Someone's going to fight. It's going to be boring. It's going to be. I don't care what you do. If you turn into a takedown match, people are going to tune away. They will. I'll just watch wrestling. That's what, if I want to watch takedown, I'll watch wrestling. If I want to watch nice judo throws with the I'll watch a judo match. It's just
Did you see that they're allowing heel hooks in the gi in Copa Podio?
That I do like.
Of course you do.
That I do like. I do like the heel hooks.
Get Xander Harwood down there too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He just got his purple belt, by the way. Congratulations, Xander.
Yeah, congratulations, Xander. That's nice.
I won't be able to.
That was my rant. That was my rant on the.
So to fix the Hickson rules, does it need open hand slaps to really simulate self defense? Is that what you're looking for?
That's what I'm saying. If you're saying that you're saying that the modern jiu-jitsu is unrealistic. Your tournament has no punching in it, so it's still the same thing. It's just you're going to penalize someone for pulling guard. You're going to penalize someone, and then there's the stalling thing. Like when people are that advanced, you can't really tell what's stalling and what isn't, because it's just that little movement that creates a pass. That little movement that creates an opening. So I don't know. It'll be open. You'll have a lot of referee decisions. And they'll be, I don't know.
What's all these black belts that running these organizations and making these rules and stuff, and they're banning moves, but didn't a white belt figure out how to pass the worm guard or whatever?
The worm guard has been around.
People I know. I'm saying they're worried about it like stalling or whatever, but why can't a white belt figure out how to get past this thing, but all these black belts are afraid of it or something?
And why is the worm guard stalling? He didn't use it to get points against
Buchecha.
He got points, so it was effective. It didn't take him a whole 5 minutes to get those points. He got it pretty quick. He got it. He looped it around his leg. He passed it over both legs, and he swept him.
Yeah,
just like the way he showed he was going to do it. So I don't know.
It seems like there's a lot of politics lately in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. It just seems like sports jiu-jitsu has been under attack big time. It's under attack by people that don't compete, that really don't train that hard, or just I don't know. It's just
and they must not be watching the matches, because I live with my friend that I live with right now. Every day he likes to remind me about how bored he is watching jiu-jitsu because he doesn't understand any of it.
It is boring. It's only exciting to us diehard people. You bring an average person in there, they're just like, what the
Nothing's gonna change that.
Nothing's gonna change that. I don't care if Helio comes back from the grave and does a tournament. It's not gonna change it.
Yeah, I mean that's what they did with judo.
Jiu-jitsu is exciting to us. I watch a 0-0 advantage match and I'm excited. The average person sitting beside me is like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, like we established that a while ago.
It's for people that train. Yeah. It's not even for people that train a little bit jiu-jitsu. Even them, they can't really get into it that much. It's for diehard jiu-jitsu people. That's why it's such a small knit sport. It's a small knit community. It is what it is, and that's why there's so much drama in it, because it's such a small knit community. It's weird. It's just I don't know. Sport jiu-jitsu is under attack, and I'm not happy.
We'll see where it ends up in another year or two.
Cody, you're supposed to be going against me here. You're supposed to.
I thought Copa Podio was awesome.
Bad cop.
I think I don't think Copa Podio is going to have too much resistance with the whole lapel guard. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do to limit it or whatever, or what kind of penalties they're going to institute, because they haven't really announced it. They just mentioned that they are going to penalize it, however it is. Maybe
so if I'm
it's
playing
like
spider guard, my foot gets caught in your lapel. Am I getting penalized? Way, yeah,
you get disqualified immediately.
There's too much of a gray area there. I don't know.
It is. I mean, maybe it's like the like the double guard pull rule, where you have once you get into that position, you have a certain amount of time to sweep, or you got to just give it
up.
Why
time limit? Why can't I just sit a 50-50 the whole time if I want to? It's my choice.
Well, if you're in 50-50,
If you don't like it, pass it. If you don't like it, pass it. Open my legs up, leg drag me and pass me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's supposed to, like, first thing you're supposed to learn is how to open the guard and pass.
Yeah.
So when everybody I've won against that I ended up in my guard don't know how to pass it. So
I put 50-50 all the time and they pass me. I am not too upset. I'm not too upset about it.
Yeah,
so
but then you just set them up for a wrist lock or something dirty.
Yeah.
Fight dirty.
There you go. So I'm a dirty fighter.
Bicep slicer from bottom side or whatever.
You're still not over that, are you?
I'll never be over that.
It's all right. It's all right. You'll get it.
So I'll probably check out the Enzo Gracie school this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
They have
They had an in-house tournament last week.
And they have a seminar coming up.
Yep, the Romulo seminar.
Yeah, I would like to go to that. That is,
Me
I love
too.
that guy. Yeah, I love that
August 17th. I think it's like $80. Don't quote me on that.
It is 100 at the door.
Okay.
I'm actually working by that area the next couple of weeks. I might stop into the gym and check it out. I'm actually working pretty close there. I'm working at one of the bridges close to the gym. I think it's close to the gym.
What bridge is it?
It's close to the Liberty Bridge. I forgot what bridge it is.
So what are you doing to the bridge?
I think we're just gonna
Ain't it?
No. This one's not getting painted. It's just coming out for beer. We're gonna go check it out. We're not doing anything major to it yet. We're just gonna go check it out now. So, and when I'm in Pittsburgh, I like to visit all the gyms. So whatever gym I'm close to. That's a good thing about Pittsburgh. There's a lot of gyms in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of choices.
There's a lot of choices. There's a lot of and so far all the gym owners in Pittsburgh are super cool. So I haven't heard it.
That's because you've got a good podcast.
Yep,
That's exactly right. This is and we're making so much money on this podcast. It's insane.
All right.
Did you guys get your checks last week?
Yeah, all 6 cents.
Yeah. They won't even give you the money that you would have made.
Is YouTube still pissed at us? Are we still grounded?
Yeah, I'll get a call Google. I'm just gonna call them and be like, "Look, I don't know what's going on."
And since Google has refused to give us our 14 cents, if you're going to buy something on Amazon, go to our website and use the click-through link before you buy your KY jelly or your snowboard or your music equipment, whatever it is that you're into. Go through our site, and then we'll get the quarter for sending you there.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you any more money. It's just we get a little piece of it for advertising for Amazon.
And this is all free, and the hosting is not. So, support your favorite local jiu-jitsu podcast.
Yeah. I got a new rash guard, the combat skin.
Did you buy it on Amazon?
No, I didn't buy it on Amazon. It was the pre-order. It was the
got that quarter right back to yourself.
It is the culmination of everything I love. It is Street Fighter rash guard form.
Oh,
That's
nice.
pretty cool.
And the art is like really pretty. Like the art itself is really good.
So you have a pretty rash guard now?
I have a couple pretty rash guards. I like pretty rash guards.
There's a pretty unicorn rash guard that somebody made that I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
I seen one.
Gawakoto. I like their stuff.
Yeah, he does cool stuff.
So next week we are taking a week off.
Yep.
Everyone's going to be out of town. Actually, I'm going to be out of town the 27th. So but Stephanie has to go somewhere. Cody, you got to go somewhere. So
I might still put something up. It won't be live, but I might put something up. I'll be in Baltimore.
If you want to go live, I will be here. So just give me a heads up.
I might be meeting a few people in Baltimore that do jiu-jitsu, so
all right.
I might have to sit down and talk with them for a little bit.
Another BJJ hour minute.
Yeah, probably.
Nice.
Good.
Nice. We got Metamoris next Saturday. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
I'll watch it the morning after.
Did you see Abu Dhabi announced their super fights?
Yeah. Hughes and Henzo.
Hughes and Henzo, Laborio and Sperry, and Galvao and Cyborg. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be real awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, let's wrap her up.
All right. Spend another 45 minutes to an hour with us. So, we're going to probably see you guys in 2 weeks. And, keep a lookout for new content coming up. So, everybody, have a good night, good week, and be safe out there.
Deuces.